This is First GenXers.
Hello, and welcome to tonight's edition of The Classroom, brought to you by First GenXers Presents on the First GenXers Broadcast Network. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double, and I'm here as always with the lovely Miss O'Malley. Welcome back. We've gone a couple weeks without hearing from you, but we are glad to have your voice back. And today we are going to kick off talking a little bit of football with the NFL draft just recently fresh ending. It was on me to ask us what we thought of the draft in general. Since we don't really touch on the 49ers throughout this, I'm going to go on ahead and give my thoughts on their draft. I was just telling O'Malley off air that it's a little befuddling. Their draft kind of reminds me of a draft on like in a Madden or something like that, where you specific like you have those players that will specifically draft to the specific need that they have at each position for the team, and only that. They won't shoot for home runs or the best available talent, and that's kind of what I feel the 49ers did in this draft. How are you feeling about it, O'Malley?
I mean, yeah, I guess, sure. I mean, there's been a lot of questions all over the internet as far as their questionable decision making and why did they do this here and do that there. But as we were talking about off air, they know what's going on behind the scenes. So they're drafting the way that they're drafting for a reason. And you have a feeling about them, and so it's one of those things that it may not entirely make sense to you or anyone else, but it doesn't have to at this point, right? As long as it makes sense to them,
they have a vision.
Yeah, that's what it. And so that's where, do you trust your leadership or not at this point? So.
And I would say that although they don't have a championship legacy so far, they do have a legacy that would leave you saying, yeah, I trust them.
Yeah.
For right now, like I was just saying to her off air, I always say in Shanahan and Lynch, I trust. It's just like with the Warriors back when Bob Myers and Joe Lacob were running things together. I trusted in their decisions and the moves that they made.
Those were
what?
Those were much better times.
I know.
Those were wonderful times. Jeez.
But we're living through the Mike Dunleavy era, and we'll survive it. We'll survive it. We've survived worse.
Yeah.
So we survived Joe Smith.
Okay.
Being a number one draft pick.
True.
We can survive this. So all right. So let's start out at the top. It's the best place to start when it comes to these things. And that was with the Las Vegas Raiders going and getting their guy in Heisman Trophy winning and national championship winning QB Fernando Mendoza. We know how you feel about the franchise.
I'm so sorry, kid. This poor kid. Like, I mean, this is one of those. I don't care. Call me a hater. Call me whatever you want. But I don't. As long as you've got the leadership and ownership that this team has, you can draft Fernando Mendoza, and it's not gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, for this kid's sake, I hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think that I am. And it may take several years for the outcome of this to play out, but I think it ends the same.
I think Mendoza can have a Derek Carr like trajectory to his career, where he'll have some success, a season or two where they make the playoffs and he plays well, maybe without the injury history. But as far as long-term success, unless there's a drastic change at the top, or somebody who actually knows football has more of an influence over the football decisions that they're making, yeah, I don't know if I see Oakland,
named Tom Brady.
Las Vegas going anywhere. What's up?
I said not named Tom Brady.
Hey, if he can help, you know, it is what it is, right?
That shit. God.
Congratulations to the kid.
Even a topic like that. This is actually a thing. Fucking Al Davis is rolling over in his grave.
Minority owner.
Really hated his daddy.
And he loved money. He hated his dad and he loved money.
I mean, it doesn't show by the way he dresses. And he drives a fucking minivan and has a bowl cut for a haircut. Sure.
When you have enough money, I guess you don't have to worry about how you look, do you?
Okay, I guess, whatever. If that's what he's got to tell himself.
Exactly. All right. So the surprises started at number 2 in the draft, though, after Mendoza. You had David Bailey. I forgot who they had going. Me and Suave were talking about it. He was talking about him. And the kid that ended up going to Dallas, Caleb Downs. He thought the Jets were going to take him at number 2. And then they ended up taking Bailey, the edge rusher. And then the first major surprise of the first round being Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals.
That's weird.
Yeah. Great running back. Don't get me wrong. Like easily considered one of the best players in the draft.
Quarterback.
And you just got a new head coach, and okay.
What? I mean, this is in the. I mean, I guess if you're going in with the mentality of best player on the board, if that's how you're approaching the draft, I guess somebody could say that would make sense. But being in the position that Arizona is in, does that kind of decision even make sense?
They do what they do when they do what they do.
Like
I've never quite understand a lot of Arizona's moves, and this is another one that I don't quite get.
To me, you've got to figure out who your quarterback is before you are investing in a generational running back talent. Because here's the thing. Regardless of whether or not he's a generational running back talent, is any team ever going to base their offense around a running back and not a quarterback?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Don't get me wrong.
Hoping that he went far enough down that, the Commanders were hoping to pick him up, but didn't figure, especially the closer it got to draft, didn't figure he would still be there at 7.
Yeah. Yeah, then you know. I want to say, but that was the first of many baffling things that happened in the first round.
Oh,
I think that him going at 3 to Arizona is what forced Tennessee to take the wide receiver Tate from Ohio State with the 4.
well, my favorite of the first round was the complete robbery that the Eagles committed in jacking Mekhi Lemon from Pittsburgh. That
Yeah,
was,
that was cruel.
I
In
mean,
their
what's
own town.
crazy though is that one of the mock drafts that I was reading to my husband actually had it projected that the Cowboys would trade with the Commanders for that position, and that with that position the Commanders would actually pick up Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah.
But so it happened, it just was not the correct team that they projected that
That
happening
they
with.
projected. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
was a complete robbery right there. Well, I'll say, then you had the Giants who surprised everybody by taking the linebacker out of Ohio State. Now there was what some could say Buckeye dominance in the first round, as 2 of the first 5 picks were Ohio State's, and 3 of the first 7 were from Ohio State. 4 of the first 11 were all from Ohio State. Like, that's insane to me. Like,
yeah, I
what
mean,
was even more insane was this. And Stephen A. I know people don't like Stephen A. Smith, but he said it on Friday morning on First Take. He literally said, "How did Ohio State have that many players taken in the top 11, right, and not win a national title?
well,
Like, how did you have all that talent and still lost and still couldn't beat in Indiana?"
the parts were better than the sum, I guess.
I guess so.
But I kind of was thinking that myself, as like, in more in the context of wow and crazy, because they weren't even a championship contender this year that
Yeah.
way, right? You're not, like, that's insane.
Uh, like it was like I said, one of many surprises in the first round of the draft this year that just left people going, what? I want to say Sonny Sykes is landed from Ohio State with the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Now, that's important because do you know who his NFL comp was?
No.
Fred Warner.
Okay.
Basically, they're saying this kid has all the skills to be the next version of Fred Warner.
Okay.
And
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I know he was pleased with their pick. You know, he was disappointed that, because Jeremiah Love would have worked great within that offense and would have been huge for Jaden Daniels. But he was also disappointed they ended up not getting Mekhi Lemon too. So, but he was still happy with what
who they ended up getting.
they got. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just
should
think
say
the
so.
whole robbery that happened. I mean, like, Pittsburgh had even just talked to him on the phone and was telling him that they were picking him, and then here Philadelphia comes in and said, "No, you're not."
Now, in a move that some saw coming and some didn't, the Rams decided to surprise everybody and going ahead and take basically the only other quarterback that went in the first round in Ty Simpson out of Alabama. And to be honest with you, that was a move just like with some of the 49ers moves that people just didn't understand. Like, you already got Stafford, so like what's going on?
Well,
But that's what they took. That's what they did.
that's also that's one of those things though, is like, do they know something we don't,
Right.
right? Like they
Right.
could know that. Who's to say that it might not be Stafford's choice to be like, I want to play another year or two and be done, and then
Yeah.
this is a perfect opportunity then to groom a quarterback.
And get yourself somebody who now the kid's a little suspect because I believe that he's the one that they said only had 15 starts in his entire like college career. But that's the great thing, and this is where I love what Louis Riddick's take on it was during the draft. He was like when you have the luxury of having like a Matt Stafford, you draft a quarterback when you don't need a quarterback. And really what it harkened back to for me is the Packers drafting Jordan Love. Like Aaron Rodgers didn't need to see that as a slap in the face. Like, bro, you're not going to play forever. If they have
Right.
to prepare for life after you. I
Right.
believe that Stafford understands that and is willing to mentor this kid and help him, help him figure out the kinks for a couple of years while Stafford plays, the regular season and give them somebody who can competently step in and take over.
Yeah. I mean, that's the adult appropriate way, reasonable way to handle that situation.
Very
I
much
mean,
so.
it again, these guys aren't playing forever, and they're not Tom Brady either.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like he's a freak of nature. Okay, people aren't going to. Aaron Rodgers needs to stop. So and don't be Aaron Rodgers. Just don't. I mean, because now it's also like freaking Brett Favre. Like, just fucking retire already. But, so, I mean, yes, I know that a lot of people were like super shocked by that. And, definitely all like, oh, that's the writings on the wall and all of this and all of that. But, I mean, it may have just for them been an opportunity they couldn't pass up.
Yep. Taking a kid that can actually help them.
Yeah.
But well, say there just counted it up myself right now. There were 9 offensive linemen taken in the first round. Almost a third
Wow.
of the first round was O linemen,
Well,
either
you know
offensive
what?
tackles or offensive
That
guards.
that actually makes sense if you think about it. Just because there's been some key newer quarterbacks in the last couple of drafts, right? So now teams are working to build around them. Now
Said
we're
players,
working to protect our investment.
right.
So, I mean, that makes sense in that kind of context.
Yep. Why do you think what is it? The Raiders, they went on ahead and paid that center from Baltimore
Yeah.
ridiculous amount of money, like a record contract to try to protect
Well, because
Mendoza, or
also
not
they're
Mendoza,
just
but Kirk
dumb.
Cousins. What's up?
I said, well, also because they're just dumb.
Yeah.
But on
But the
top of
Niners made it such a top priority to bring back Trent Williams.
yeah.
He
No,
protects Brock Purdy's
absolutely.
blind side. Like I get it. Like a good anchor playing, like even in playing video games of football, if you don't have a good offensive line, it's just difficult to play the game because you can't get anything off. There's defenders in your face from the moment you snap the ball, and you got to have an all O line that can protect your quarterback and protect your running back and open up holes. I agree 100% that it doesn't surprise me that a third of the draft. I think it's been a long time since I've seen that many O linemen taken that early. Like
Yeah.
normally that there's like maybe I want to say 5 or 6 max, but 8 or 9 is like wow, like we really went on a stretch.
Well, I mean, you didn't have a lot of teams. We're used to quarterback needy, quarterback heavy drafts, and also where lots of teams just a couple years ago, like it felt like everybody needed a freaking quarterback. And it feels like because we're within a year to 2 years of that, people are still in the like, we think we may have our quarterback testing phase, so let's build around him. If we're thinking, if we feel like we have our franchise quarterback, then we have a duty to build around him, to protect him,
to put a solid line. And it's a rookie's best friend. I've heard it said by many players who played in the NFL that a rookie's best friend is a great O-line. It's just that simple. All right. So last thing we'll talk about real quick before we close up football segment will be the New York Jets ended up with 3 total picks in the first round. Starting out with David Bailey, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Then they took Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. And then they came back in at the bottom of the round and took Omar Cooper Jr. He was one that I was surprised the 49ers didn't. There was a lot of people linking him to the 49ers at 27. But he is a Jet right now. And you get him out there with, what was his name, Wilson, and all them young cats that they have out there. And you got Geno Smith throwing them the ball. I think the Jets aren't winning any playoff games, but I think they can make some noise during the regular season. What are your thoughts on the Jets' busy night in the first round of the draft?
I mean, they got to get something together at some point.
Something's got to work in their favor, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like, you got to work real hard to fuck this up. So hopefully it at least helps them improve.
Yeah, hopefully. Keeping my fingers crossed. Like, because who's the coach over there? Aaron Glenn. Like, yeah, bro. Expect to be the next sacrifice of the front office if you don't do something with what you have. And I believe did they keep Breece Hall? Did they end up re-signing him?
I'm not sure. Don't make me lie to you.
Don't make me lie to you. Hold on. Did Breece Hall actually stay with the Jets? Oh, they franchise tagged him. Okay, so he's with them for one more year. Because I think with the combination of him, Geno's pretty steady with the ball. If they have a decent offensive line, they have some weapons. They have another weapon on defense. So we should see what's going to happen. But the NFL draft in total was I think the Niners ended up walking out with like 8 players when they originally only went in with 6 draft picks. So that's not a bad haul. That's not a bad haul. So we're going to get to see these cats on the field next year and see if they can make any kind of impact. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and take our quick 4-minute break, and we will be back after that to talk about the NBA playoffs. You are watching The Classroom featuring the one and only O'Malley right here on First GenXers Presents, either on YouTube, on the WKKW Network, or on First GenXers on Twitch. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the First GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the Switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. and this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the First GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
Got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Sex comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode.
Adam's family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday, like very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think
I did not like the receiving caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
All right, and we are back. That was just a little promo set from some of our other shows, like Dark Lord 100 Plays and MVT Deuce and MVT Fusion, which will be up shortly after this show is over with the Saints. So be sure to stick around for that on Twitch, on YouTube. This will be it for the night. We'll see you guys again on Tuesday for Football Tuesdays. All right, so now back to the sports talk. Now we get on with the basketball talk. The NBA playoffs are completely descended upon us, and the basketball gods hate me. Why do I say the basketball gods hate me? Because as much as I am not a hater of LeBron James, I hate the way his fans get when he wins. And it looks like with Kevin Durant out game 4, the Lakers are about to get that sweep on the Houston Rockets. O'Malley,
God, they're going to be that much more insufferable.
Yep. This is the whatchamacallit to his greatness. Not realizing that the key to his greatness is the fact that despite being 41 years old, he still has one hell of a team around him.
Yeah.
This is why I've never understood the narrative. Oh, he needs to carry a bunch of scrubs. Nah, those guys aren't scrubs. DeAndre Ayton and them boys, they ain't scrubs. Just because they aren't superstars in the league right now or haven't been in the past doesn't mean that they're not good basketball players. But yeah, so but yeah, sorry, O'Malley. I didn't mean to catch you. I just realized that I just did that. My bad.
No,
But go ahead with your thoughts on it.
That's fine, and I completely agree. I mean, they're just like him in this context. He gets all the glory without any of the consequence for when shit goes wrong. It's either look at what amazing he's doing at this point and never like look at what the team around him is doing at this point. But then when they lose or something goes wrong, it's because it's all these scrubs around him and he's got to be carrying them. And it's like, you don't get no. You don't
You don't get to have it both ways.
Oh, just like no, and these guys are not. They're not scrubs, as you were saying. They would go have much more focus on them if they were on any other team other than a team that LeBron is on. So
and here's the thing with it is that it's one of those things where okay, the Lakers are down two of their guys, the Rockets are down one of their guys. The Lakers have had a pretty deep team. Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, fucking Rui Hachimura. Like they've had a pretty deep team of decent players for a while now, you know, and so to say that LeBron is being asked to carry a team to a championship, no. LeBron is asked to be the steadying veteran force that he should be as a 40-plus-year-old, 20-year-plus player in the league.
He should be the team mascot at this point.
He should be able. Should he be able to go out there and score 50 points? No. But should he be able to steady the ship and keep the team on track and moving forward and playing their best basketball? Yeah, he should be able to do that. And so far, he's done it. But the next task that they have coming up, if they once they make it past Houston, I think is going to be something that's going to be completely different for that team, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are currently up 3-0 over the Suns. It would have been the Warriors had the Warriors won. I genuinely didn't see us making it past this one. It just would have been interesting to see us play in it. But I don't think there's anybody really in the playoffs outside of Wemby and the Spurs that are really a threat to the Thunder at all during this playoff run.
I don't disagree. I've kind of just expected to see it be OKC and San Antonio kind of in the end.
On the collision course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what everybody's expecting. I mean, outside of delusional LeBron fans.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of like LeBron's not good enough to lead. Like even prime LeBron wouldn't be good enough to lead that Lakers team over the Oklahoma City Thunder. That team is just too deep with first round players and players that are solid and so solid role players.
Young.
Yes, and young. So they're not going anywhere for a while.
Yeah, old man. Just give it up.
But at the end of the day, can he go out there and have some fun and play the best basketball he can play? Sure. And I'm pretty sure, I think at some point during the playoffs, if they can make it past OKC, they might be able to get Luka back. I doubt they're getting Austin Reeves back because I believe he was a blown Achilles. So,
what is up with all the freaking Achilles, man?
They're all out there trying to do too much.
Them low top sneakers.
Yep. Oh man. All right. And then so the other whatchamacallit, and a surprising twist last week when me and Suave talked about it, the Nuggets were up 1-0. Boy, have the tides they changed, with the Nuggets now being down to the Wolves 3-1.
Well, unfortunately, this is going to be one of those. They may win this battle, but they're going to lose the war overall. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see them getting out of the next round after just dropping DiVincenzo and like you're down 1-2.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it sounds like they could get Ant back.
Yeah.
But
DiVincenzo's
DiVincenzo's done.
Yeah.
That's another Achilles. So, and I mean, that it sucks for them, but
Yeah.
this is not dissimilar to what happened last year
With the Warriors. Yep. I was just
I
going to say
mean,
the exact same thing.
and freaking Tatum and freaking what's
Yep.
his face out of
Halliburton.
Yes. Like it's crazy that we're having these back-to-back years where like prominent injuries are happening. It's crazy. So I mean, next thing you know, it's going to be LeBron with a career-ending. One can dream.
But they like the Pistons. They got Cade Cunningham back.
I know, but
they like the Pistons got Cade Cunningham back after a collapsed lung.
well, yeah, that's crazy too. Who
Like,
won
that was
his appeal?
insane.
Him and Luka
Yeah.
won their appeals.
But Ant did not.
Correct.
Yes, that was insane. And then finally, we had a series that looked like it may be an upset, but now it looks like it's back on track as Wemby is past the concussion protocol and will play in Game 4 against the Blazers. So I would expect that it will be a gentleman's sweep, and the Spurs will wrap it up in 5.
I mean, it's crazy because they're talking about if the Blazers get through this, like, is Dame. I mean, there's been rumblings like, could Dame make it back?
Come back fast enough to be able to join them in the second round.
Is this where you want that to happen? But I mean, this is the game that we're talking about. But
I think if they actually make it past the Spurs, and he can play and he can be cleared, I think for 100% sure he'll play because it's too important. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if it's like trying to play him towards the end of this series, I think this
no. They would have to have made it through this for it to even be a reason for him to attempt that.
Very much so. Very much so. But congratulations to the Spurs. Like I said, they managed to capture one without Wemby because I don't think he played Game 3. But he is a big deal. If you've seen that fall of his, oh my God, like, ow. Like his head like inadvertently slammed on the parquet floor, and it was not pretty at all.
Yeah.
Like so I'm glad they kept him out of game, let him sit and gather his bearings about him on the earth, and then get back out there and play some basketball. Because he's a 40-20 guy if he's healthy.
Yeah.
But slamming your head on the ground like that ain't gonna
no. Absolutely not.
So, all right. So we'll move forward now to, speaking of Cade Cunningham, the Pistons, who are currently down 2-1 to the Magic. What? The same Magic team that people didn't think were going to beat the Hornets, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're sitting here up 2-1 on the number 1 seed Pistons. Are the Pistons paper champions, O'Malley? Are the Pistons paper Tigers?
I don't know. I don't
It looks
know.
like
I don't
it.
know. It could be.
If
I don't
Orlando
know what's
knocks them
going
off,
on. Somebody
that could be the story.
maybe people slept on Orlando.
True. They do have a talented roster over there. It's not Dylan Brooks. Who was the other one from Memphis that got traded over to
God, I can't
Orlando?
freaking stand Dylan Brooks.
Oh,
Fucking hate him.
he landed in Phoenix. They getting their
I know.
butts whipped by the Thunder, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, I am too.
But I forget who was the other one that got traded to whatchamacallit, but to the Magic. But it sounded like they are finally starting to click.
Well,
So
more power to him.
Yep. And it looks like the Cavaliers have finally taken control of the matchup against the Raptors. I don't know what it is about the Raptors in the playoffs, but the Raptors have always been a tough matchup
Well,
for anybody, whoever they play in the playoffs.
yeah.
You know, you're not gonna knock them out easy.
No, I mean we learned that in a finals championship.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was back when they had, as Suave would say, Kawi. That was back when they had Kawi. I'll never forget. Like 3 days ago, I'm sitting there talking to him, and we're talking about Kawhi. And he goes, and he says, first he calls him Kawi, then he calls him Kawhi, then he calls him Kawi. I was like, you can't even decide which one you want to call him, huh? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, every time you say his name, you've been saying Kawi for the longest time. It's Kawhi, bro. Like the ESPN, everybody has told us a bunch of times it's Kawhi. And he was like, oh yeah. I was like, but you keep calling him Kawi. I was like, it's almost like it's not, it's inadvertent, but it's not. You know, like he maybe started calling him that a while ago and just couldn't stop himself anymore.
Right.
But yeah.
I don't care. This is how I call. I've been calling him. I don't care what the right way is. I've been calling him this. I'm gonna continue calling him this and get over it. Are we?
You baby John. You baby John. I don't care who you. I don't care how grown you get. You baby John.
Yeah.
Get. No, I'm not petting you. Get. Come on. Get out from underneath there. Go. Cat. Anyway, sorry. Go. Move your butt on. Go. Anyway. But yeah, so, and then in the series that's kind of shocking everybody, myself included, you got a young upstart Hawks team tied 2-2 with the Knicks in what is turning out to be one hell of a series.
Yeah.
So what do you think of what Mr. Kuminga and the Hawks are doing over there in Atlanta?
Well, I could give two halves a shit less about Mr. Kuminga, but okay. I guess it's not something anybody really saw coming, especially, I don't know, given different upheaval and stuff like that, but you know, make it a good series. But I think the Knicks will take it. I think the Knicks will take it in the end, but give them a run for their money, tire them out. You know.
100%. Like tire them out, because I think they would get the Celtics next, who are currently up 2-1 over the Phillies.
Okay.
And Boston's healthy and looking raring to go.
Yeah.
With Peyton Pritchard and Jason Tatum again. I see the conference finals most likely being the Celtics and not Detroit, evidently, but maybe Cleveland.
I think I have been thinking, and I think I've been on record as saying this before, that I figured that it would be the Celtics in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately it's going to be the Celtics.
There you go, Chunker. Over there. And those two teams have earned the right to me to be there because both of them have worked to build those squads that they have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to see it. All right. So the last thing we'll talk about here is I know you've probably heard about Steve Kerr and his lack of decision about whether or not he's going to be coming back. Would you prefer or not prefer to see Steve Kerr make his way back? What do you think about the fact that the rumor is that they potentially could go after Golden, the head coach of Florida, the Florida basketball squad in college basketball?
Well, okay, so my husband is of the belief that Steve Kerr needs to go,
Okay.
like yesterday.
Okay.
And I get where he's coming from that. I do feel like he's a little stuck in the past and in the same kind of thing going on. And what I mean, I feel like there needs to be more adapting, more growing, more evolving than what this team I think has been doing. But on the other, it is almost impossible for me to think of, especially while you've still got Draymond and Steph, it's hard for me to think about anyone but Steve Kerr coaching them. It is. It's just it's hard.
It is. I understand.
Also, how are you a coach with the exception of like a very select few who could be viewed as, I mean, you're coming into a team to coach a team who the two main players on that team are going to own you basically. Like they are the team. They're grandfathered in. Anything, it's just a different dynamic. It's different. So, you know, it's hard to think of another coach coming in, but honestly, it might be what is needed at this point. Like, nothing against Steve Kerr. I think he has done absolutely amazing things for this organization. And, like, dude, take some time off and enjoy your family. Also, speak out more. Like, utilize your platform even more than you already do for the good of fighting for all of the shit that is going wrong right now. I mean, that's one of the things that I love the most about him. Same with Popovich. Popovich is the same way in that aspect. They're both very progressive in those areas as well.
Yeah.
So like maybe a new coach is what we need, but nostalgia, like, and the part of me that hates change, right? And this is like they're my comfort blanket. Like it was hard enough losing Clay. Okay. It was hard enough losing Clay and even Iggy in a lot of ways. But like Kerr is next, and then who? Then what? Okay, and then there were two.
Yeah, you know, it does irritate me a lot to hear when people say, "Oh, Steph should ask for a trade." Why? Like, don't get me wrong, Steph wants to win championships, but he doesn't want to wear another jersey. He said that multiple times. Yeah. And even if it gets to the point where I think the only way he's going to win another championship is to wear another jersey, I think even at that point, Steph Curry is just going to go, you know what?
I've won enough.
You know, and all of that, because I don't think Steph hears those birds chirping in his head the same way like a Kevin Durant does. You know, like I think Steph ignores them. Like he knows what his legacy is. He knows what his impact on the league has been.
Also, yeah, but also, I mean, he doesn't have any. who is he trying to be better than at this point? What more does he have to earn or to gain by going, okay, so that's one more championship. Like his how many where he is in having championships in the time that he's done it is like and he's already gotten the payday. So like at this point I agree. I see him retire before I see him go to a different team.
Right. Very much so. Here's a quick fantasy nugget. Fantasy is in video game, not fantasy is in fantasy basketball, but fantasy nugget. Playing an online dynasty with Swab, right? Swab, we made he had us do expansion teams. He took one in Las Vegas, I took one in Seattle. He's had Steph Curry on his roster for the past 13 seasons. Steph is approximately 59 years old and will be 60 before the end of the season that we're simulating through. And Steph Curry still keeps re-signing. He hasn't played a minute of basketball in like almost a decade. He's just on the bench, existing.
That's hilarious.
Like, I'm like, Steve, let him go. Let him go. He's like, no, he must retire. I'm not letting him go anywhere else. I was like, he's out there with a walker, dude. He's out there. You should just make him president of basketball operations. He got his walker. It's okay. And he's just like, oh, hell no. But yeah, it's just that's how loyal Steph is, even in the video game. That he's still out there playing the game at 60, almost 61 years old. I don't think the real Steph will do that. I think Steph will call it quits somewhere in the early 40s, 41, 40, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but all right. So that's going to wrap it up for us for this week. As always, it's been an amazing episode with Miss O'Malley. Thank you for being here with us. And why don't you give us a close for us?
Fuck LeBron. And I hope they lose tonight. Not that it really is going to do a whole lot, but I hope they fucking lose. And I hope I wish bad things happen.
You wish bad things on the Lakers, huh?
Yes.
You heard it here, Lakers. You are cursed. There you go. But yeah, that's gonna do it. It has been a long day and an even longer weekend. I hope you guys out there enjoy yourself and enjoy the rest of your evening. Like I said, for those of you on Twitch, coming up after this is going to be MVT Fusion. For those of you on Double KK Double Network, I will be back again on Tuesday to play some more college football, EA Sports College Football 26. So join me then. This has been Double KK Double, aka Dark Lord 100 and O'Malley, for the Classroom, featuring We Are Out. Peace.
Peace.
Bang, 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 bang.